Hello, Leon here from backintelligence.com, where we help people with posture and back pain. And today we have Dr. David Oliver, who's going to be talking to you about lumbar stenosis. He's going to talk about the symptoms, how you know you have it, as well as he's going to give you 3 exercises with me demoing them to help you find some relief.
What we're going to talk about today is lumbar stenosis and some exercises to help deal with it. So essentially, what is lumbar stenosis? Well, if you look at your vertebrae, which is right here, you got 2 vertebrae stacked on top of each other. If you turn it on end, you're going to see this yellow part right here. This is where your spinal cord comes down the canal. Lumbar stenosis or central canal stenosis is essentially where that hole gets smaller. So there's less room for that spinal cord. It can happen for a variety of reasons. So you can either have some thickening of the ligaments in there, you can actually have some increased bone that starts to push down upon it, or the discs that are in the middle can actually herniate backwards and cause some stenosis. Either way, it can cause the same symptoms. There's a variety of symptoms that are going to occur with lumbar stenosis. It could be anything from just general pain to burning, to numbness, to tingling, to weakness. So it could be felt in the back, the side, the front, any part of your body. It could be felt in your back as well. It's most often irritated by extension or walking. Most people will get more symptoms as they go into extension or when they walk, because what you're doing is you're actually taking this and compressing or closing down that hole. People generally will feel relief if they flex forward. So as you flex forward, you'll see relief. You'll often see people that have this condition, if they go to a supermarket or shopping area, they'll lean on the cart and walk around on it that way. It's because they probably have some sort of stenosis because it alleviates the pressure on the spinal cord itself. So what we're going to do is go over a few exercises to deal with this. It's really important to pay attention to the exercises as you do them. They should not increase any symptoms at all, especially symptoms into your leg. The thing with lumbar stenosis and many of these conditions of the low back is they mimic each other. And there's a lot of times you're unsure of what you have. So if you feel increased symptoms at all in your legs or anywhere, you should not do the exercises. You should consult with your doctor to see what's actually going on. So the first exercise we're going to do to kind of deal with some of this spinal stenosis is a basic child's pose. It's a yoga exercise, actually. And what you're doing is you're taking that spine out of that extended position and you're actually flexing it to take some pressure off. So it should be relieving, it should feel good. So Leon's going to start on his knees here, and he's essentially just going to reach out in front of him and get himself closer to the ground. So what he's working to do is try to get his butt towards his heels. And most of the time, people are going to want to be rounded up here a little bit to take that pressure off. Again, he's rounding up his spine a little bit to take the pressure out of it. So you can either do sustained holds like Leon's doing right now, or you can gently move in and out of it to kind of stretch that area. So if you move just kind of in and out of the child's pose, so just go forward, and then as he moves back, he's going to take his hips and kind of tuck up a little bit to kind of, again, spread that out, round up, and sit back a bit. He'll get that stretch. So you can do a few of those and then sit there and hang out if you want at the bottom for about 30 seconds or so. And you're just trying to open this up. This should not cause any pain. It should not cause any increased symptoms, whether they be leg symptoms or back symptoms. It should generally feel good to people to go into these positions if they have lumbar stenosis. Good. Perfect. And again, you could do reps or you could do holds. It's really up to you, whatever you find more useful. It's a good relief for these types of issues. All right, so another exercise we're going to do to deal with this lumbar stenosis is just going to be a basic knee to chest. So you're on your back. It's kind of the opposite position of the child's pose, but now we're on our back. Leon's going to grab both his knees, and he's going to bring them up to his chest. And again, he's going to pull, and he should feel a little bit of a stretch going on in the backside here. He shouldn't feel pain. He should just feel stretch. And you want to just sit there and breathe. You can kind of just breathe into it for a good 30 seconds or so. And again, no pain with this. If you have a history of lumbar herniations or disc issues in your lower back, this probably won't be the best exercise for you because it can actually put more pressure on it. So you might want to avoid this one. But again, you would notice more symptoms. And if you feel more symptoms, you don't do it. Good. And again, Leon's just going to sit there and breathe. His head's on the ground. He's nice and relaxed, knees to chest, and he's just breathing. If you can't get to your get to your legs for any reason with your hands, you could always use a belt or a rope or something just to kind of hold it there if you feel like you can't get the full range of motion out of it. So Leon's just sitting and breathing, trying to take the relief off. Again, you should feel better during this and after. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to do another exercise for that lumbar stenosis. We're going to do the dead bug exercise. This exercise is really good at causing stability in this midsection in the spine. And you're basically going to stabilize through this midsection while you move your arms and your legs. So this kind of mimics walking and running patterns, and you'll see that in a minute, what I mean. So the first thing you're going to do is lay on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor, And you're going to want to get your low back into a neutral position. So you want to make sure you don't have a big arch. If you have a big arch in here, it's going to cause more strain in your back. And remember, that's that extended position that we want to avoid. So you may have to tuck your pelvis a little bit or flatten your back down. And the way you're going to do that is tensing your abs. So you want to have a good brace. So imagine someone's punching you in the stomach. So you want to be nice and tight in this midsection while you do this exercise. So Leon's getting a good brace here. And then we're going to progress to moving the legs. We're going to move one leg at a time. So we're going to lift up one leg to a start position. You want 90 degrees at your knee, 90 degrees at your hip, and you're going to get the other leg up. So the first exercise, the easier version, is just the legs. And you're going to slowly extend one leg away from your body. So extend one leg for me, Leon. Good. He's going to extend it out. He's maintaining his low back in a nice neutral position. He's making sure he's not arching. He's coming back. And he's doing the other side. So you're doing slow reps on this. You want to go each leg one at a time, and you alternate. Ideally, you'll do about 5 on each side. 10 total is a good number. You can do a few sets of this, but you want to do it to your ability. So if you start to lose control through this midsection and you feel your back arching up, you're done. But if you can maintain, you keep going. So again, you're doing nice slow reps like Leon's doing. You should feel this all in your lower abdominal wall, nothing in your back. If you feel it in your back, that means you're using your back. We don't want that. Perfect, Leon. If this isn't too easy for you, you move on to the next progression. So the next progression would be to add the arms into it. So if Leon put his arms up as well, so now you got your legs up and your arms up. This is why they call it the dead bug, because you're on your back like a dead bug. So now you're going to move opposites away. So you're going to pick one leg and one arm, and you're going to move them away from each other slowly. Again, controlling through this midsection. You should be nice and tight in your core, and then you bring them back together. Perfect, Leon. And then you're going to do the opposite. So you do the opposite leg, opposite arm, they move away. So again, the reason we do this is because it mimics walking and running patterns. When we walk or we run, we move opposite leg and opposite arm at the same time, and we're stabilizing through our midsection. So this should help with that walking activity that is so troublesome with lumbar stenosis. So we really want to learn to stabilize this. So again, about 5 on each side, 10 total is a good number for one set. You try to do up to 3 sets is usually pretty good, but you only do to your ability. If you feel your back tensing up or arching, you're done. Perfect, Leon. Good.
All right, we hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give us a like, as well as subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos just like this. Also, one of the most important things you need to do in order to alleviate some of that low back pain, including lumbar stenosis pain, is you need to stabilize your spine with correct core exercises. And we have a PDF of some of the safest and most effective core exercises for you. So if you'd like to get that PDF completely free, there's going to be a link to get it somewhere here in the video, or there's going to be a link in the description below. Just go to that page, enter your information, and we'll send you the PDF right away.